In John chapter 6, verses 53 through 58, the KJV, Jesus declares, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man, and drink his blood, ye have no life in you." Fleshy fruits are those with a soft, succulent, or thick pericarp, such as peaches, mangoes, berries, bananas, and citrus. Well, we know the fruit in the garden was not a peach, a mango, a banana, and a citrus. It was a berry. Yes, grapes have flesh, also known as pulp, located directly beneath the skin, which makes up the majority of the berry's volume. The fruit in the garden was a grape. And this is why Jesus said, "Eat of my flesh," just like the grape, "and drink of my blood," just like the berry juice. Even Jesus said he is the true vine. Grapes grow on vines. In the KJV Bible, new wine, we know wine is made from grapes, is frequently used symbolically to represent the joy, abundance, and transformation power of the Holy Spirit. And that's exactly what happened in the garden. It had a transformation power, all right, except it was not the good one. But now we receive the good one through Jesus Christ. So the fruit in the garden was definitely a grape. Mark 2:22, and no one puts new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is destroyed, and so are the skins. But new wine is for fresh wineskins. So this is referring to the flesh and the skin, just like a grape. And I had to use the English Standard Version because the King James Bible says bottles. And many people believe that that's from the Mandela effect, which it might be. I don't know. But the accurate way is wine skins, not bottles. This is a grape. And this is so cool, right? Because the grape has the skin, which is called the exocarp. Exo meaning outer, right? And it's the outer part. And then it has the mesocarp and the endocarp, which is called what? The flesh, which is right there and right there, those two layers. And when you bite down on the flesh, it gives you the juice or the spirit or the blood of the berry, right? And then you have, this is interesting, the seed right in the middle of the berry, just like we're planting seeds right in the middle of people's hearts. Very cool. Remember this, everything in the flesh is showing us something spiritual. Everything. But if it's a grape, then why did they eat from a tree? Because grapes don't grow on trees. Well, here's an idea. Grapes do not grow on trees. They grow on woody perennial vines. Like Jesus said, "I'm the true vine," that require support, typically trellises, fences, or arbors to climb. Now here's the interesting part. Well, grapes often climb trees in the wild. They are distinct plants, not trees themselves, and vines can be trained onto trees, though this makes management difficult. So that makes me think, maybe those grapes snuck in on that tree, and they thought that they were eating from a tree, but it was actually grapes. I'm not exactly sure. Just sharing with you guys what I find. But we know the apple also is symbolic because Apple computers, right? Knowledge of good and evil, the secret knowledge, technology, right? And their logo is an apple with the bite out of it. And even the figs from a fig tree, because figs grow on trees. So does that, and they covered themselves with fig leaves, right? After they ate from the tree. So was it a fig? Fig equals 22, and Israel is called the fig tree. And in Hebrew, there's 22 letters. There's connections everywhere, guys. I mean, it's all day. I have all these connections. I'm just trying to get some out in these videos, sharing them with you. Look at these numbers. Grape equals 47, just like time equals 47, and beast equals 47. Trump was on Time magazine 2025. It says Trump's World. Remember, they were going to change the times and the seasons. Well, these are patterns that repeat themselves. But the grape, the fruit in the garden, definitely had something to do with time. Remember this, Back to the Future writer Bad Guy Biff was based on Donald Trump. Remember, Biff was the time traveler and he owned the casino just like Donald Trump. This was New York Post a while back. It says choice is clear to put nation on right path. Back to the future. And it has Trump on it. Look at these numbers. Donald J. Trump, Serpent in Eden, and Nebuchadnezzar all equal the exact same numeric value. 888. And it's the number 8, which is for eternity and new beginnings. Time. Nebuchadnezzar was the king of Babylon. Donald J. Trump is the king of mystery Babylon. Remember the movie Donnie Darko? Donnie, get it, Donald? It was about time travel. And it even mentions Back to the Future. I've shown you guys that, but gotta show you it again.
Yeah. Dr. Monotov.
Donnie.
I know this is gonna sound kind of weird, but do you know anything about time travel?
Hey, call me, okay?
Ah, a wormhole with an Einstein-Rosen bridge, which is theoretically a wormhole in space controlled by man. So, according to Hawking, a wormhole may be able to provide a shortcut for jumping between two distant regions of space-time.
So in order to travel back in time, you have to have a big spaceship or something that can travel faster than the speed of light.
Theoretically.
And be able to find one of these wormholes.
The basic principles of time travel are there. You've got your vessel and your portal, and your vessel can be just about anything, most likely a spacecraft.
Like a DeLorean. Like a DeLorean. Like a DeLorean.
Metalcraft of any kind.
You know, I love that movie, the way they shot it. It's so, like futuristic, you know?
A wormhole. Just like they always show the Apple with the wormhole. Like Apple Computers, Technology, Project Stargate. Then if you count the numbers up for when the world ends in Donnie Darko, it's 88. Trump is 88.
28 days. 6 hours. 42 minutes. 12 seconds. That is when the world will end.
Have fun trying to save America, you American Christians. There's no point in any of that. And we're not even called to do any of that, okay? And America isn't even what most Christians think it is. I know Christians, oh yeah, I think it's going to get better. Trump's going to make things better. I mean, it's just like they're totally blind. They're totally asleep. We read about this in the 7 churches in the book of Revelation. Some of the people in some of the churches, they just can't see anything. It's very sad. I have probably the closest person in my life is just like that. They're just gonna have to see the hard way. The rapture is coming for the overcomers, the man-child, and there will be people left behind. Whoever is that, I don't know. I don't make those decisions. Revelation 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. That's the rapture. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness. This is all in the spirit. And to her place where she is nourished for a time and times and half a time from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood. As a flood. After the woman. What is water? That is light. That is the word of the dragon. The serpent's word. The serpent's light, after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
said that the war tore a hole in the sky. You probably heard the stories.
Yeah.
Tore a hole in the sky, sun came down, and burned everything.